Fenestraz has done the fastest middle sector of anyone. Here comes the Frenchman through the final corner. Fenestraz fastest, 1 minute 8.994. So Verne, the race winner last time, is on the bubble, but Tickton misses out. Nato goes up into 6th position, and I think that's that. Fenestraz, Cassidy, Verline and Verne are the 4 drivers that will go through to the duels.
Breaking news, some really disappointing news, in fact. Mahindra have withdrawn both theirs and the Abt Cupra cars from today's race.
Here comes René Rast. The German in the McLaren goes fastest, a 1 minute 8.844. And in the wall.
Ooh, that's bad.
Bird has collided with Eduardo Mortara, and the red flag is out. The checkered flag had fallen, so Rast, Evans, Buemi and Gunter are the 4 drivers that will advance. 1-1 so far between Verline and Cassidy. And Cassidy, his advantage is good. It was so bumpy on the way in, a little bit offline. Cassidy through the final corner, Larry as you like, but still makes it through. Fenestraz is almost 3/10 up in his Cherry Blossom Nissan. Bit of a slide, big slide. He's kept it on the circuit, and he's kept it through by 500ths. Oh, Buemi's off. Buemi's overcooked it. Evans is through with a 1 minute 8.4. And that is good news for the Jaguar team. Next up, Max Gunter versus René Rast. The gap comes down again a little for René Rast. Is it going to be enough? 2 more corners to go. Both not too Larry through there, and it's Gunter through. Gunter into the semi-finals for the Maserati team. Quarterfinals then done. Cassidy beat Verline, Fenestraz beat Verne, Evans beating Buemi, Gunter beating René Rast. So semi-final number 1. Both of these drivers were outrageously Larry through turns 11 and 12 last time. Fenestraz hit the wall, thought he hadn't made it through, but he still did. Cassidy's closing the gap a bit more. Is this a bit more neat and tidy for Fenestraz? It is. Across the line he comes. So 1 minute 8.3 for Fenestraz. Cassidy comes through. Is it enough to beat him? No. Fenestraz through by a 1/10 of a second.
Very strong lap.
Semi-final number 2, Max Gunter versus Mitch Evans, 800ths. Is Evans' advantage through the chicane? Does he gain a little more time? No, Gunter gains the time. Here is Gunter at 8 and 9 into Mouly Point. Evans grows the gap. Huge growing of the gap. Coming through turns 8 and 9 for Mitch Evans. Almost 3/10 of a second, but has Evans made a mistake somewhere, because Gunter is now back ahead by a 1/10. Across the line comes Gunter, does a 1 minute 8.2, and now the gap is up to 2/10 of a second. Where did all that time disappear for Mitch Evans and the Jaguar team? Through the final corner, and Evans loses out. Where did it go wrong for the Kiwi? So this is where we're at. We're into the final. Neither have had a pole position before. Nissan Formula E versus Maserati MSG Racing. And we're going split screen for the final. So the Fenestraz pictures slightly delayed to bring them in sync. 400ths up Gunter after the first corner. Oh, they're both fighting through turns 2 and 3. And Fenestraz closes the gap, but by barely anything. It's Tommaso Volpe up at the top. Left, James Rossiter top right. Fenestraz gets ahead by 400ths of a second. Now out onto Beach Road. Quick left-handers coming up here, where we've seen so much trouble. Fenestraz over a 1/10 up. Both through the lefts without drama. Now over 2/10 up. Left now at Mouly Point. 2 more corners to go at 11 and 12. Now almost 4/10 of a second. Fenestraz is looking set. 2 corners to go. Out across the line. Who will take their first pole in Formula E? It's Fenestraz by over 4/10. Nissan on pole in Cape Town.